Hello, my name is Star, and today we're going to be talking about Peachtober and my kind of final thoughts on everything. I did complete it. I did all 31 prompts, and I'm very excited. So I'm just going to go and talk about each prompt and the idea to the, final sketch. Some of them didn't change at all. Some of them changed a lot. So, yeah. Day one was Daisy, and I had this little clown boy who's just holding a daisy. I never incorporated him again. I had one where I was going to incorporate him at the end, but I decided not to, and I'll talk about that later. Then was Sparkle. I think it was Sparkle. I just did a little star dude, just kind of chilling. Then I did Paul, which was just a little cat saying hello. Next up was Sky, and I decided to put a sky in a bottle. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I did, and I kind of like how it turned out, so it's okay. If you hear flipping, it's me going through the sketches. Then I had Fawn. I did a little fawn in a locket. She does get brought back up, and I did eventually change a sketch to fit another half of the locket, so they go together. And it's a little dude. Next is Sketch, and I just drew half of a bug in sketchy lines and the other half fully done up. Next up was Bud, which I had no idea what to do for it, so I just drew flower buds because I had no idea. Then I did River, which I had the idea to do a river that came from book, a book from a book, so it looked like the letters were coming from it and stuff. I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed that prompt. So next up was Apricot, which I had no idea. So I just did jam. Apricot jam. So yeah. Then Pixel, which I really had no idea for. I ended up drawing a pixel heart with a bunch of pixels inside the pixel heart. Not my favorite, but it was okay. Next up, which was, I think, the first one I fully changed, which was Wheel. I was originally going to have the worm be around the wheel and be like the wheel, but I decided to change it and make it the worm on the wheel. So, I think I like that decision, and I am sticking with it. Clearly, I finished it. It was in my final one. Next up was, I think, Globe? Was it Globe or Earth? It might have been Earth, I think, actually. It was Earth, and I decided to draw the Earth in a globe, because globe and Earth, that kind of thing. Like a snow globe, but I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought it turned out very nicely. And yeah. Next up was Cape. I had no idea what to do with Cape, so I just drew Duck in a Cape, which actually ended up being the most liked one I posted. So, Duck in a Cape for the win. Then I had Burrow. I really had no idea with this one again. So I did my little worm I did before and made him go the wrong way. He was burrowing, and then he was like, oh no, I went the wrong way because, he's a little silly guy. Lamp. I just drew a lamp with stars on it because my name Star, Then I did Owl. I did an owl sleeping during the day because obviously they sleep during the day and all that. And I thought that was cute. And a little owl guy. Next up was Slow. So I obviously did the basic turtle and not a bunny, but I really just made it a bunny. It's a rabbit, or is it a hare? You know what I mean. Anyways, I drew that for both the next prompt. I did the slow one. You see the turtle in the back, or in the front actually, and the bunny in the back. And then fast was the next day, and I just did the bunny all the way up front, and so you could see him better. Next up was Crocodile, and I couldn't think of anything, and I could only think of the statement, see you later, alligator, and I know it's alligator, but I made him a crocodile instead. I was like, you know what, see ya, the crocodile is also leaving with the alligator. Then it was Rest. I just drew a little, it was supposed to be a mouse. I don't know if it really looks like a mouse, but it was supposed to be a mouse just resting in bed. Then was Greenhouse, which was one of the first ones I actually had an idea for. And it was not a green. It was just a house that I made green. And I was content with that. That had some flowers and vines on it. And that is exactly what I wanted. So, I have no complaints on that, really. Next up was village, which I had no idea what to do. I decided to do a village of trash, maybe for like the mouse and the worm. I was going in that kind of perspective. Next up was party, and I drew the little fawn, a little party, a surprise party. I think it turned out really well, and I like the coloring for that one too. I really like that one. Next up was radish, which I just drew a silly little radish. Honestly, that's exactly what I wanted. I was content with it. Next up was stone, and I went back to the river one and drew a worm crossing the stones. I think it turned out well. It matched, and it went along with what I had been doing. Next up was backpack. I just drew a backpack basically exploding. I liked it. I think it turned out well. Next up was grass, which is the next two I changed the most. Grass, I originally was going to have the mouse hiding in the grass, but I changed it to the locket, the other side of the locket, with the fawn and the deer. You know, they're matching. They go together. And yeah, I think I like that idea way better than what I was going to do, so I'm happy I changed it. Next up, I did pony, which was, I did Minty for My Little Pony, purely because I really wanted to draw Minty from My Little Pony. And it originally was going to be the only other time the little clown boy was going to appear. He was going to be painting on the pony a clown face, but I decided I really wanted to draw Minty from My Little Pony. So, I am so sorry. Next up was break, and I just drew the little crocodile. In the break room, eating a sandwich. He was just living his little best life. Next up, we have pearl. I really went basic and drew a pearl and a clam. I didn't have any ideas, so I was just going with basics. And last but not least, spider. I drew a cat, the cat from the third day, as Spider-Man. And I thought it looked really cute. And this may be my favorite one. I'm not sure which is my favorite. I really like the party, and I do love the spider one. But let me know which one you think is your favorite, because honestly, those two, my top two. And I also just want to talk about like how Peachtober went, and like how much I drew and how long it took and all that. In case you like come across this later on and you're like, maybe I want to do Peachtober or any of the drawing challenges. This is just like how it all went for me. I drew about every other day for the most part, excluding weekends. The weekends, it depended on how busy I was, but I pretty much drew every other day, and I drew 2 drawings per day. So, yeah, I think it was a lot of drawing, obviously, but I didn't draw every day. I want to make that very clear. I was not drawing, at least for Peachtober, every day, because that would have been a lot, and I don't know if I could have done it that way. So, yeah. Also, each drawing took me about an hour. Some maybe were like 40 minutes, some were maybe an hour and a half. Just kind of depended on the drawing. So I spent like at minimum 31 hours drawing probably, not including like any of the sketches or anything like that. So it's a lot of time to put in just, for a drawing challenge. But yeah, I want to say that I really did enjoy it, and I will probably be doing it again next year. I don't know if I'll do a different medium next year, or if I'm going to continue with this one, because I did like doing the digital. We'll see where I am next year, and maybe I won't do it next year. Maybe my life's a little too busy for that. I don't know. I don't know where I'll be. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and if you were ever thinking about doing an art challenge, I would highly recommend it, because honestly, I think I've also learned a lot from doing this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and following my entire Peachtober journey. I am so thankful for you all, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye!